I feel very privileged. That's the word that comes to my mind, to have the ability and knowledge and wisdom and obstacles underneath my belt to be able to give an array of people advice. Had I not gone through what I went through, or my health scares, or issues with my siblings or family members, or fights that I was in, I wouldn't have nothing to give. And so I just feel very privileged to be able to be in this place of help. And I think the reason that this is my purpose is because the darkest time, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where my life might end up. I remember thinking like, gosh, I just hope I turn 25 one day, or if I could just make it to 21 or 18, that would be great, because days seemed extremely long for me back then. And I thought that I was never going to make it. Wow, this is my life's work. This is the best thing I've done in my entire life. When I wrote this, I was 29 years old, and I was on a trip to the Dominican Republic by myself because I was editing another book that I already had been editing, not writing, for 6 months, and I just couldn't finish. And I couldn't finish because whenever I'm in my writing sessions, people will call me, they'll text me, they'll email me, my clients, like, can you come meet with me? And it breaks my focus. Yeah. And so I could edit for, let's say I give myself 4 hours, it could turn into 3 weeks because I don't have just I don't have my focus on it. So I said, if I go to the Dominican Republic by myself, there'll be nobody talking to me. I won't know anybody over there. I could put on my earphones, get my laptop, and I could do it. Right. Well, when I got to DR, God had a different plan. Oh. When I opened up my laptop and I had it on the document to get started editing, because I had dog-eared all of the pages I needed to fix, I felt a message within me that said, start a new document. And by this time, I'm 29. I've already had a good relationship with God. I know what God's voice sounds like. And I'm like, no, I've been working on this forever. I didn't take this trip for nothing. Like, I need to focus on this. And God was like, Elvira, start on a new page now. And so I know that voice too. So I was like, oh shoot, I better listen. And so I started on a new page, and within 2 days, I had written 114 pages.
In 2 days.
In 2 days, and it was done. And the first day I wrote 70, the second day I wrote 54. And I was like, God was like, okay, you're done. And I was like, what do you mean? I need to write 70 today too, right? Or what's, and God was like, no, you're done. And I was like, okay, cool. So at that point, I was like, okay, well then I can enjoy this little vacation because it only took me 2 days. And so that's how this book came about. And when I read it back, I needed to hear the messages that were in the book. I needed to be released because up until this point, there are many people I didn't tell my true story to, or what I was really going through, or what my life was like before they knew the Elvira that worked for Steve Harvey. And so it was very, very difficult for me to release all those things, but it's been the best thing that I have done. And what makes me so happy is that when I go to juvenile halls, girls that are 13, 14, they're able to read this within a week. They're able to comprehend it. They don't have to Google the words and say, what does this mean? Because there's a lot of authors that they want to write all this fancy jargon, but we have to realize that the majority of people don't understand that type of talk. Right. And so I'm very, very proud of this. And I know that it's helped a lot of people, especially me.